Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Nailed It series. This series was started by Lexi Zhang, and this week we have, like other weeks, many participants. I will link all of their information and their videos below, so definitely go check them out afterwards. For this episode's look, we wanted to celebrate Danessa Myricks and a huge milestone she's achieved in her career, which is having her products sold at Sephora. Just before this video, I did go onto Sephora's website and there's already a decent selection of her products. There are cream bronzers, lip, cheek products, eyeshadows, blushes. So I will also have a link to Sephora if you're interested in checking out her products. And of course, Danessa Myrics, previous to her Sephora achievement, sold directly from her website as well. The look for our inspiration today is this gorgeous glowing look with a very sparkly mauvey purple smoky eye and plum colored lips. I think I have just the right lip color for this look. It's not going to be exactly the same, but it will certainly kind of call to the shade that the model has on. As for the eyeshadow and the face, I think we need some glow products to help give the same kind of illumination the model has. For eyeshadow, I do have a couple of options we can look at together. We'll do some swatches and we'll see if I end up nailing this look, getting close, or just failing it. So first I'm going to put on face primer. I have Victoria Beckham's Cell Rejuvenating Primer here, and this does give you, or this will give me, a little bit of a sheen. A very subtle glowing effect. As this dries, we're going to try to fix up the brows. So the model has her brows brushed up, and it's not just the front part here, but kind of all the way through. I have tried doing that to my brows a couple of times to no avail. So we'll attempt once again today, but if it doesn't work out, we'll just stick with the way I usually do my brows, the way that it works, and hopefully we can get the other parts of this pretty close to what Danessa did. Since I don't have a colored or tinted gel product for brows, I'm actually going to fill it in with my Shu Uemura Brow Sword. This is in the shade Hazelnut. I'm going to add some color first before we go in with a clear brow gel. One of the rules for the series is we can't buy any new makeup in order to recreate the look. We have to use what we have. So sometimes, depending on the look, we might just have to do an interpretation because we just don't have any shades that are close enough to be a duplication. I'm not going to be too precise about the color or how I'm drawing in the brows right now. I'm just putting some color here because we will likely have to go back in. For brow gel, I'm using Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel, and would be good if I had color. I think that would be easier to do, but I just don't. I'm actually not really into brow gels. Maybe I will try something after this. I do think the brows, looking the way they do on the model, I think it looks nice. It looks cool. It's something different. I just don't know if it's for me, but I really haven't given it a really honest try. So I'm just going to brush up here and brush the brows upwards as much as I can. And I feel like I'm going to need a lot of product to get somewhere. Actually, they're starting to comb upwards. I also think, especially along here, my brow hairs are longer than the model's. And I think if I'm going to get close, I'd have to go in and trim them. I trim my brows regularly, but I'm not sure if I'm ready to really trim them for this video. So I think we're just gonna leave it here today. Wow. I mean, it looks like I attempted. And now I'm going to use Charlotte Tilbury's Flawless Filter. This is in the shade 3. It's a little bit too warm for me, but I'm really going to attempt this glowing complexion. So we're just going to add this here and blend in. And I'm using my Koyudo foundation brush to spread the product. For eyeshadow, I'm going to start by putting a base of a mauve color. We're going to use Viseart's Lila palette. This is from their Petite Fool line, and the shade is called Tiramisu, right here. And then for a very sparkly shade, we do have a few options. We could actually use Lila again. This shade here, called Fondant. I think that fits the bill. It is very glittery, metallic. We also have a single shadow. This is from Victoria Beckham. It's in the shade Tea Rose. It's one of her lid lusters. This is a lot more purple, and this is a lot cooler in comparison. And then we have another metallic shade, also from Viseart. This is from their latest or newest palette called Paris Love Letter. And this shade here is called Ballad. I think it's gonna be a toss-up between Ballad and Fondant. Fondant has a bit more purple, which looks closer to what the model has. And I also think Danessa added a deeper shade in the outer corners. And I can't quite put my finger on it. Maybe we're just gonna go and add in Fondant first and see how it looks. So having put fondant all over one lid, I definitely think it needs more purple. This is too cool and too light, but I do like the sparkly effect. I think it is close to what the model looks like when all that studio light is on her face. Now I'm gonna go back into Tea Rose and we'll add some of that to the lid. I'm actually gonna go and use my finger and we're just gonna see if we like the color first. I still think it could be a little bit more purple because Tea Rose has like a copper or brown undertone to it. I'm now looking into Violette, which is another Viseart palette. This is from the Étendue series Violette and is actually the same series as Paris Love Letter. So let's swatch this shade here, and it is called Bijou. This might add just the right purple. Let's try that. Think better, a little bit closer. And then I'm going to take this shade here, Fusion, and I'm blending some of that into the outer corners. Then I'm going into blushing, and I'm adding that onto the crease. And then we're putting Embrace on the brow bone. And then on the left eye, I'm gonna go in the right order, now that I've found my shades. I'm gonna take Bijou from the Violette palette, and I'm putting that all over the lid. Then I'm taking Fusion, adding that to the outer corners. Then I'm taking Fondant from the Lila palette, and I'm adding that right here. Next, taking blushing, putting that on the crease. Then we're adding Embrace to the brow bone. I'm going to take Pat McGrath's eyeliner and we are lining the upper lash line. For foundation, I'm taking Surratt's Dewdrop Foundation. This is shade 5. For the lower lash line, I'm going to take Argent and I'm going to just draw this right here about halfway. And then for the other half, we're dipping back into fondant. And we're actually going to add it to the inner corner as well. And I'm going to add more fondant right here. For blush, we're going to go with Wayne Goss's Coral Rose. This is in the shade Blushing. And then we're adding bronzer. This is Chantecaille's Real Bronze in Serena. And we're just going to warm this area up because the model is very chiseled. For lips, I'm taking Wayne Goss's lip liner in Saphia and I'm lining the lips. And for lip color, we're using Suku's Comfort Lip Fluid Glow. And this is in the shade Fuji Shizuku. I bring this up as often as I could because I love this. I'm going to add some mascara to the bottom lash line. This is the finished look. I think this is a good interpretation of the look. I think the eye makeup deviates the most from what the model has on, but the overall glowing complexion and the lip color, I think we're pretty close there. And I'm not going to talk too much about the brows because I couldn't get it, you know, all the hairs to be brushed up that same way, so that's going to look a lot different. I feel like if I went with a deeper metallic shade for this area here, we could get a little bit closer to what the model has on. Overall, the challenge is always taking somebody else's feature, the makeup look they have, and try to replicate on your own face. It's just not going to be the same. One of the things a makeup artist is influenced by is the model he or she is working with. So maybe the placement of color is going to be different on one model versus another. So yeah, it's always an interesting experience. And while I do like this look, I would say it's definitely more an interpretation of what Danessa Myricks created. I do, once again, really like the glowing complexion. What you see here, I did not use any highlight. It was just a combination of the Hollywood Flawless Filter on top of this priming moisturizer, which gives you a sheen. So these two combined, you already have a bit of a glow. And then we have the Dewdrop Foundation that has a soft glow. And that was it. That was it. So I think this is actually a very healthy looking complexion that seems to have a natural glow coming through. Thank you for watching. Let me know below what you think of this look. Did I nailed it, failed it? Was it a decent interpretation? Definitely check out the others' videos, and I also have Danessa Myrics' Instagram handle below. If you are not aware or don't know of her, you can go check out her work, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.